Well, that was less than impressive. The machine has a scale on the bucket so it can weigh out the sand, and something went wrong with this one because that does not look like 1,000 pounds to me or him. So he's gonna redo it.
Cardinal coffee. Man, that was pretty impressive.
Well, thanks. My neck hurts now from looking backwards. I'm gonna have to go to the chiropractor.
I don't know if I got on camera, but at one point you're doing like the Ace Ventura thing out, sticking your whole head out the side.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Today's the day where we get to sit and wait on a delivery truck. As soon as it gets here, we're gonna frame something. Until then, well, there's stuff we can do. We can go ahead and string out and mark the locations for these posts. Let's do that.
Yeah, we do need to do that.
And Jamie has gone around and scraped the top of all the foundation so that when we seal the plate to the foundation, it's not held up by little bits of concrete that stick up and just make it humpy and leave gaps. So we're just doing everything we can to really be ready when that truck gets here.
If you're laying block and you don't know what you're doing, you keep messing up, you know, it might be just a matter of trial and error. Trial?
Oh, I heard you.
They sound the same?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a joke. Okay, forget it. Hey, do we want to fill in just right here at the access door so when you crawl in, you don't bust your shins on that edge of the block? I mean, call me crazy, I don't know.
I mean, that would be trial and error.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, we have some leftover sand. What if you crawled in here and it was like a tropical beach?
People are gonna be ticked if they crawl in here and get sand on them.
You think so?
Yeah, probably.
He's coming with that tractor right now.
That's the sound. That's the sound I like.
We actually thought about shoveling it. That was a terrible idea.
Here it comes. It's gonna be great.
Here it comes. Get it, Ray.
Jason, this guy's gonna put you out of a job.
What guy?
The tractor.
Jesse. Oh, it's a big tractor. It's not a tiny tractor.
No.
Yeah. It's not as big as it looked from way up the hill. It got smaller. I think it'll still do it better than we would do it with shovels. What's up, man?
What's up?
I've never been so glad to see you.
Yeah, right. I understand.
I don't think Jason's ever driven a tractor, but he is loving telling this guy how to drive the tractor. Show him the signs.
He's got all the
He
signals.
likes doing this. I don't know what these are for.
Yeah, look at it. He just makes these to make it seem like he knows what he's doing.
I wonder why the guy's having a hard time understanding what his signing means.
I'll tell you one thing, that this would never, ever happen in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, some guy just coming down and running a tractor for you for an hour to help you out? Yeah, right. No. You'd be like, hey man, can you help me do this? They'd be like, 2016 F250 Super Duty Platinum, 60,000 miles, 60 grand. Give me 50 bucks if it goes in the block.
Sure. Oh, crap.
Jordan!
Dude, I have no idea how he got that truck up in here.
You couldn't pay me enough money to drive that thing up here.
I don't
bro.
think I could do it.
I get scared driving my truck up here every morning, let alone that thing.
Our floor system here, this is our pressure treated plates, 2x10s, Southern Yellow Pines floor joists, 16 inches on center. And the way I figure out what size timber I need is I use the Span Calc app, which tells you for whatever species and the grade of the wood you have, what it'll span on certain spacings, like 16-inch spacing, 24-inch spacing. That's how I figured we needed 2x10s. Obviously, we don't want to use way more than you need, because then you're just wasting money. It costs more. So 2x10s, this one will be easier to frame than 2x12 floor.
Yeah, 2x12 is heavy.
They are. These are heavy too, but not nearly as bad.
It's like making a bed.
crap. I was driving out to the Nantahala retreat, totally thinking I was almost to work, and then I got almost there. That's when I realized that job's done, and we were working somewhere completely different. And I just wasted a half hour. Here we go. Surely I'm not the only contractor that's ever done that. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I am. Cardinal Coffee. What?
Just a couple guys touching tips.
Yeah. So that's when you beat this in, you don't hit the pin and spread the bolt before you want it spread, right? Real man of genius.
Real man genius. And pro tip, when you're putting these in, don't forget the washer.
Yeah. Where is the washer?
It's down there already.
Is that ice in your beard, Ray? Or is it just water?
It's just water for now, but if it was colder, it'd be ice.
I'm really looking forward to seeing
think
ice
it's
in
just-
that thing.
Like condensation or whatever from breathing.
Really?
Yeah,
That's intense.
that's all it is.
You need to stop breathing so hard.
I've watched videos on it. It doesn't matter. The batteries don't matter.
What do we got going on today?
Well, there's a lot going on. We're trying to build a house here. We got the sill plates going down.
Self-explanatory.
Like every episode.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, no. You hold the camera.
We're putting down the pressure treated, they either call it a mud sill or a sill plate. What's another name?
I don't know what's with the mud.
Wood that sits on the block.
Basically, it's the piece of wood that you bolt to the block and the anchor bolts hold it down. But we're doing something a little different. We're going to use Lexel instead of the regular foam sill gasket
Yes.
because it will help to bond that thing to the block everywhere
Yeah.
and seal it really well.
I actually called the building inspector to make sure that that was okay here.
Sweet, and it is.
He said as long as it's sealed,
Oh, it'll be sealed and stuck.
he's good with it.
Now, we can't call that an adhesive because it doesn't dry ever hard, right? It stays somewhat elastic forever, but bonds really well.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Did you just say Jonesy and Shorty in the same sentence?
Dude, I'm street, bro. You don't even know.
Yeah, you look like you're street. Look at this. There's not even a street up here.
Well, I come from the streets, bro. You don't know me.
Florida.
Yeah.
You going first? You go first. No, after you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, did you see our new inspector?
Yeah, how could you miss it?
I can hear you.
Dude, you are not wearing that today.
Well, I am wearing it today. I am definitely wearing it.
That's it. I quit.
I need sunglasses.
Seriously. It's like high reflective.
I bought it for road biking mainly. It was
You
only
are not
$15.
wearing that road biking
Dude,
either.
I don't want to get hit by a truck.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, if you stare at that thing for 5 seconds and then look somewhere else and start blinking, you can like still see it.
We're using the handy dandy string line here to get the measurements for the height of our posts inside that are supporting the girder. Now, you could use a laser level or other methods, but I like this method because it's direct, point to point. There's no room for error, really, except for a potentially saggy string. And the way that we get the string really tight is by pulling on it with it wrapped around itself and then cinching it back. It actually makes it so tight, it's almost laser tight, I would call it.
You could actually break the string, I think, because you can pull on it 2 ways at once.
Yeah, you get a little, I don't know if it's geared, but
It might
anyway,
be.
it's so tight. You want to get it so tight that you actually think it's going to break. That's when you know you're almost there. Now you can basically beat that thing around a little bit. Go that way.
Oh yeah, you can shoot both the board. Is that what you said? Yeah, board the board.
You guys are crowning, right?
We're crowning them up. So check this out. We got a low girder member here. And this is like a great tip for any kind of construction, woodworking, carpentry. We're going to pull this up by basically using our hammer and using a screw. So I'm going to set a screw in the low member. I'm going to hook on my hammer with that. And we're going to pry up at the same time Jason is putting a screw in there. I'm not prying yet, bud.
I know.
Pry me a river. All right, ready, hook. All right, and you can see we basically pulled that up flush and saved ourselves a lot of hassle.
Finish this beam.
We got our first girder going in, and you can see it's 4-ply. That means it's just 4 of these next to each other. And it's 2x10s, which usually we use 2x12s. But we use these for 2 reasons. One is to get a little more room to crawl under. 2 inches makes a big difference when you've only got like 16 or 18 inches, number one. And number two is we actually want the girder to be wider, more plies, so we have more bearing on the ends of these joists. Because we bought 14 footers, the structure is 28 feet wide. So you can see we don't have a whole lot of extra to lap. So we wanted wide girders, and we're trying to make it easy for people to crawl under here. And we're not butting them tight to the masonry as well. And that's important because these are not pressure treated. They are high enough off the ground where they don't need to be. And there will be a vapor barrier in here. She looks good, but she's a little shafty down there. So we'll have to get a board put in to brace it straight right away.
I don't think you can say that.
She's a little crooked. Good. Mind if I turn you on?
Go for it.
Oh, I turned you off.
What?
I always
No,
do
there's
that.
several
That's
modes.
the problem I'm having.
Yeah, we're on. Nice
Sweet.
and toasty.
We're putting these joists in. I got a little pro tip about how I like to shoot them in. You see most people shoot the first shot from the side. Sometimes that kind of pushes your joist over or something unfavorable. I like to do the first shot right here, and I'll hold it a little high usually, like that. And here's the thing. You can still move the joist at this point because it has one nail in it. You can still hit it up or down, and it'll kind of just stay because it has that nail in it. So we're going to check to the rest of the floor system here. And I think we're running a little high.
Fuzz high.
And we're going to do that and
A little bebop down.
And that's pretty nice. So now I've made the adjustment. I can go ahead and tack it off good enough to hold until the hanger gets put on.
International, I think the convention center is like right here.
Okay, so that's pretty. So you got to cross a highway. That's all right. We can run fast. Jason's finding a hotel for the International Building Show for us. Better be nice.
Yeah, it's got a heart-shaped hot tub right in the middle.
Perfect,
Of
book
it, right
it.
in the middle of it.
I mean, I don't recommend anybody walking in Orlando, but basically it's 10 minutes from the convention center. You have to go across the highway and all that.
Oh, okay. Are you the closest resort to the convention center?
I'm kind of worried about this Orlando trip. Did you hear what she
Yeah, I know. She said I would not recommend anybody
Okay,
to
I
walk in
appreciate it,
Orlando,
then. Thank you
like
so
at
much.
all.
Anyway. For health reasons or safety? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Jason. He knows about the streets. What's going on?
Just checking out your positive stops there. That's a good thing to do.
Yeah, we like to rip up these scrap pieces of wood right there. Just give you something to shoot your outer band on, and it won't slide across the plate while you're trying to toenail it on there. It actually makes life a lot better.
Here's the situation you'll run into sometimes. You'll shoot the board down, and then you look at the other side, and all the nails shot out to the side of the board.
Yeah.
And
And none of your buddies ever see it. They never say anything
yeah,
about it
so
either.
let's look at the grain of this board here. See that? See, it's doing that to the nail. So it's almost impossible to toenail from this side. We got it from that side, but you could toe screw like really steep of an angle and maybe get it. Wasn't your fault, bub.
Thank you.
Not your fault at all.
I got nothing to do with this.
It's not your fault. We all get a trophy at the end of the day. We're all winners, bud. That's what I learned in soccer.
Yeah, 2021. We don't even use balls in soccer anymore.
A lot we could say about framing this floor if you could hear us, because there's wasn't hammering in the background. Take 5. I think we'll just wait a minute.
Yeah.
So I'm going to point out a couple of details that, you know, could make or break your whole floor thing. So one is that over here, our layout, 16 inches center is our layout. Every 16 inches is the joist. Well, that layout ended up being right here for the next one. And we didn't put it in, you see that?
Yeah.
Reason being, if we put this in, and then we put subfloor across this, how are you gonna insulate the floor right here?
You're not going to.
You cannot, exactly. So we left that out, and we'll either put some back in this direction to tie it in, or we'll double this joist, one or the other. So I've seen that a lot where you have a section of house that's uninsulated because it's framed off completely. So that's not good. The other thing, let's look at this nail placement here. I'm nailing back about as far as I can on these joists instead of nailing right there, because if you nail right there, it'll split the end of the joist when you nail it. So both of those things are gonna make this floor system better, and they're just like little things, but they add up, you know, to make a better house. Hey, butt inside,
Wait, what did you just call me?
mark 14.5 center.
Call me
And that'll actually just be the center of the joist.
14.5.
14.5, if you mark it on top, center your joist on that, and that'll get us fixed up here.
I just go 3/4 this way.
You could do that. Or you could just do what I said.
You could just dip your mouth is what you do.
Looks good. So here's something funny. Somebody sent me this. There's my face. And there's some sort of quote that I said, Eric Perkins, in German on this speed square that's for sale on Amazon.
How do you know how to speak German?
Yeah, that's the question. Well, the real question is, what does it say? So any of you guys that are German or speak German that watch the channel, would you please tell me what I said, at least? Someone said, you should sue them, but I like speed squares, so I don't really care. As long as it doesn't say something crazy.
I make love to yard gnomes or something. I bet that quote was probably just telling everybody how cool Ray and I are. Eric's got the best employees, Ray and Jay. That's what it says. It says Jono's all right, and Arlo's doesn't remember anything.
Arlo's hit or miss.
Yeah, Arlo's there if he shows up.
Here's these 12-footers I bought for cheaper than the 10-footers. Got a little extra stick out. And then these will go way that way, but it'll actually make the floor a lot stronger the way they'll lap.
There is nothing wrong with a little stick out.
I mean,
I don't think so. So our layout for these lap things, we're lapping them on the center. There's a 16-inch center. We're putting one to one side, one to the other. That's the layout, if you're wondering.
Yeah, just to make sure when you're on that side, you do the same on your layout there.
Yeah.
And the layout here, else you're going to be all wank and jank.
Like a trout.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about this rim joist. That's the rim joist, if you didn't know. Also called a band board. What else is it called?
I don't know.
Among other names. All right, so what it does is it actually holds these regular joists straight up and down. We're squaring them and then shooting them right here. It also creates the outside of the house for the section below the wall down to the foundation. Now, the way we're attaching it is just through the ends of the joist, but then also we toenail it about every foot down into this pressure-treated plate. And if that doesn't hold it together well enough, what we're really counting on is the plywood. The sheathing comes down the wall section, is nailed down here continuously, and then boom, nailed to the pressure-treated plate so that the wall section is attached to the thing that is attached to the foundation. That's really key. And we put extra nails in that bottom plate and galvanized.
So it's not just the toenails holding this whole framework to the
Nope.
plate. Because that's what it seems like right now.
I bet it would hold it though.
I'll bet it would.
But you think about putting that plywood on and shooting it full of nails all the way down to this, man, it can't go anywhere. And let's not forget about our good friend gravity. You see, gravity is holding this house to the ground. Well, pretty much anyway. Actually, no, something interesting. We did some actual engineered calculations for wind uplift on a structure that we had to build. And did you know that you get to subtract the weight of the structure when you figure the uplift forces?
That's nice.
Now, I don't know how much this weighs. I'm sure you can figure it out piece by piece and add it all together, but at least it's in your favor. Gravity likes you. We'll just take them all out, weigh each one, get an average, and then we can go from there.
We're gonna try some more screw tricks, okay?
Okay.
I don't know if you can say that. I'm gonna pull this board up and over at the same shot, one screw hopefully, by doing it at an angle. And hopefully the correct angle the first shot. So there you go. Maybe not gonna catch, but we'll try. Nope, it got it. So hold it up and over, fleshy flush, FOT, like magic.
Wow. That's pretty impressive,
Oh,
bro.
thanks, man. I don't know.
I
I've got
usually,
this
don't, I
thing.
usually don't say that on camera.
I
but that's
noticed you
pretty
never
impressive.
say that, yeah.
If you go to a university just to learn screw tricks, do you call it screw you?
Okay.
What do you think?
I doubt it. What do you think? You guys think that's what they call it?
You guys want one more?
No, come on. Give me that. I can read a freaking tape measure. Come on, get down.
All right, whatever.
He can only read it when he has his glasses on. It's when his glasses are off that you have to worry about it.
161, 1/2. Hey, when you're 48, maybe your eyes will be bad.
Let me see that.
48? You're that old?
Yes, I'm 48.
So Jason just bet Arlo that he couldn't slide this thing and line it up flush. And I think he said $1,000. Is that right?
Hi, guys. I'm a little
All right, here we
nervous
go.
now. Oh, shit.
Oh, that was the worst
You
one
give me
yet.
$1,000 for that.
This one was like gravel, like when I put it there, it was like,
I think he gets another shot.
You get another
way.
shot. Yeah, I think he gets another shot.
The next time's $10.
Here's the bad news. We ran short. Well, and it's because we had a bunch of coals and we're using then the double under the island bar. And then we weren't supposed to have used the 14 footers for bands, but I forgot to tell anybody. So we're about 6 short. Dang it.